So I just finished a 48-hour fast and I wanted to share a little bit about it, why I did it and how I did it, what it was like. So the reason I wanted to do it is because I fast every single day pretty much for about the last 5 years. So I guess I'm somewhat of an advocate, and I heard a lot of these 3, 5, 7 day water fasts, and I want to be able to have an opinion on it or even recommend it, and I can't do that if I have no experience with it. So it seemed like the natural progression to go from 24 to 48 hours instead of just going straight to 3 days or 5 days. So day one was nothing new. I do this every single day. I eat in about an hour or 90 minutes in the evening, and that is not even something I aim towards anymore. It's just organically what I've landed on. I feel great in the morning. I feel light, which is fucking essential really for calisthenics. If you are trying to get yourself above the bar, if you've got a belly full of porridge, it can really affect your performance, which I'm sure isn't really that much of an issue if you're just lying down on the bench press. But yeah, when you are the weight, it makes a big difference. So day one, nothing new. That was the easier session, isolation. I probably should have switched them. So the heavy strength session was on day one, and then going into uncharted territory on day two would have been the lighter session. As it happened, I was chuffed with the way it turned out because we didn't just survive, we thrived. We did really well on the second day. Waking up, I was kind of lethargic and a little bit concerned. Walking to the gym felt like I was walking through mud, heavy legs, and I was like, you know what, this might not go well. But then as soon as we got into the session, warmed up and got moving, I felt great. That is like the peak of the autophagy for me, if you want to call it that. I was mentally alert, like hungry, literally driven, and yeah, light and agile. And after the session, I felt just elated. You know, when you get that runner's high, if you've ever been for a really tough run and you're thinking, why the hell did I do this? And then it's over and you got all those endorphins kicking about your body. That's what it felt like. I was elated and I knew that it was all downhill from there. The hard work had been done. I was going to reward myself with a feast that evening, which is important to remember because when people talk about fasting, all they say is fasting. It's got a negative connotation to it, but it's actually fasting and feasting, isn't it? The other half to the puzzle there. And I feast. I eat like a fucking king with a platter in front of him, all my favorite foods, and we actually orchestrated it so that we broke the fast. It finished the 48 hours on a Saturday night. If you know me, then I eat pizza on a Saturday night every fucking week, and I intend to do that until the day I die. So yeah, we broke fast with pizza. This is one of the things that I learned. You probably shouldn't kick the arse out of the feast because in contrast, your stomach's probably shrunk. You've ate hardly anything to go in to eat fucking everything. So I'm sure that the ideal scenario is you have quite a light meal to start you off. Yeah, I didn't do that. Maybe next time. But I only ate about what I normally eat on a Saturday night. But day three, as it were, which again, I fasted again till late that evening. But day three, I woke up with a bit of a carb coma. The best way I can articulate it is like waking up with a hangover, but without the headache. So yeah, that was probably because I kind of abused myself with food. Yeah, the final point I wanted to make is I fancied cracking some breath work at the end, like the arse end of the fast, because that was uncharted territory. You're best off doing breath work when you are fasted, so there's nothing in the way. And I felt great doing that. It really was a great session, all in all, and then that just topped it off. That just added to the dopamine and the serotonin. I felt good walking back. Yeah, with the sleep as well. At the end of day one, my mate told me that I might have trouble sleeping. That was what he experienced. I didn't find that. I slept a good 6.5 hours. The only thing that I noticed, and in the morning as well, not only was I a little bit sluggish, I was a bit cold, which which I don't know if the temperature had changed, but it was just like, boom, never been cold in the morning, just walking around in my boxers or my shorts, reading, drinking coffee. And it's like, you know what? I might need the blanket from my bed while I'm sitting there in my chair. So yeah, that might have something to do with it. I'm not going to go into details on the nutrition side of things because that's actually the next video I think I'm going to do. We can go into specifics with that. If you're interested, then let me know. And yeah, I'll break it all down and pretty much show you like a week's worth of eating if it'll do you. And would I recommend it? Hell yeah, but I wouldn't recommend going straight to 2 days if you don't fast on the daily. I'd say just like calisthenics, treat it as a progression. So, start with your 20 and 4 and your 16 and 8 and your 12 and 12 and all that. And then, so you're pretty much on OMAD or the warrior diet, eating within 4 to 6 hours or eating in one meal, and then make the jump. My next goal is 3 days. Probably won't do that now till the new year to counter some of the shit food I've ate over Christmas. And then once I find the number that I want to push it to, whether that's 3 days or 5 days, I'll probably only do it like once or twice a year then to just detox and reset and start again.